find insight, guidance, and answers. Tune into Spirit with radio medium Laura Lee.
Laura Lee, tuning into Spirit with my special guest, expert, world-renowned shaman, author, and founder of the Golden Hummingbird Institute for Shamanic Studies. I'd like to welcome my old friend, Foster Perry. Hi, Foster.
Hi, Laura Lee.
I'm so excited you're here and to visit with my audience. I know you have so much wisdom to share. So I want your wisdom on something. Our country is beginning to emerge from the dark night of the soul based on the implications of COVID.
Yes.
We had a hell of a year that took a toll on us, not only in our health physically, but mentally and emotionally too, fractioning our relationships and taking a hit on most people's pocketbooks. And as a spiritual healer, shaman, what kind of practical advice would you offer our listeners to rebound, restore, possibly heal from this experience to progress forward?
Yeah, you cannot take in the news. That's very important because of the stress.
Yes.
COVID could only affect you because of the high levels of stress and anxiety. Stress always makes your body more acidic, and that's when COVID started to come in. Mm-hmm. So whenever Saturn or Uranus or any of these planets are very strong, like they were last year, that's the near-death experience. Pluto gives you a chance to develop and change for the long term. So it's going to tell you when the society is completely out of balance and too stressful. So I think that COVID was happening because something worse was going to happen. So COVID only happened in order to divert us from something much worse. It also is preparing our bodies because we have to adapt to an illness that is coming later. I can't tell you when, it could be in 10 years, whatever, but there is going to be a stronger illness, much more strong than COVID. And only those people that are immune are going to be immune to that. Obviously, COVID is part of population control to get rid of certain poverty and certain things, which is a horrible idea, but that is definitely happening. Another thing that I feel is going on is when you're oxygen deprived, that's when these viruses come in, when there's not enough oxygen being generated. So people have to not just alkalize the body, they need to find ways to breathe properly. They have to find ways of taking in oxygen, like food-grade hydrogen peroxide or something. They have to oxygenate the blood cells. That's extremely important because we're not really getting enough oxygen. You know, an oxygen-rich environment especially does not allow.
So you mean like environmental things that we need to do? Or are you talking about people just stopping and taking a deep breath when they get stressed?
Yes, you need to go into more deeper breathing from the diaphragm, definitely.
Right.
You can't do shallow breathing with this. Second, you have to start, thinking about when you're oxygen deprived, when all these things are happening, you're also going to go through a lot of, acute inflammation that I see in everybody's body that comes to me almost. So we go into, I would say there are certain remedies you can take that oxygenate the blood, absolutely. You can take even liquid oxygen. You have to be able to adapt to a changing world that is very toxic. You see, when a society gets to a certain toxic level, that's when you have these viruses. And we are already past that level. We're already in the change of weather. And this is only going to increase. We've already, to a degree, in shamanism, destroyed this planet. I hate to tell you.
Why do you say that?
We're going through an environmental disaster. Absolutely.
Oh, yes.
Every shaman knows that. And we call this the great purification, meaning we all have to come together. That's the Aquarian idea, to start to affect not only our own spirituality, but also we have to do things for the planet. We have to work together in quite a humanitarian way.
Right.
Corona, when it first started, you can actually see in the aura a little strange corona over the people who were infected. So wherever we went, we lived in Los Angeles then, so we said we have to leave. This is our signal to leave the city.
Right.
And start,
en masse.
You had to raise our frequency above the fear. You have to go above the fear.
Yes, isn't that the truth?
Yeah. You cannot listen to the news.
I wish we had more time. And you know what? I'll have to have you back. But thank you, Foster, for sharing your insight. And I want to have you back on. We have so much more to share with our audience. And where can people find you?
They can find me at, first of all, goldenhummingbird.com. That's our website. Or vimeo.com/The Golden Hummingbird. That's our 22 videos on all these topics.
Wonderful. And for those of you,
more.
I believe it. And for those of you who are listening, Remember that, as always, I take your calls, so sign up over at radiomediumlorelei.com, and I love to hear from you.